This is the second prototype of an old T60 that we made back in the early 70s. A guy named Chip Todd, who is the T there. This is a CT2. This is a handmade prototype of the old. It's got sawdust all over it, but this is basically the guitar that we came out with. It was an American-made guitar in a case for $350 retail, and everybody said it couldn't be done. But of course, they didn't know how we were doing it, and we did it, with NC equipment. We didn't have all the hand labor in it. But one man on one of those machines, we had a 3-head unit. One man could turn out over 200 of these bodies a day, which was a pretty damn slick achievement. But anyway, this is what our original guitar looked like, and I've always kind of liked to have a guitar that balanced, and that's why I put the horn up here, horn back here. And the theory is if you were to take a bow and then stand back up, the guitar should assume the playing position essentially like this. But back in the 70s, everybody wanted them heavy, so we made them out of ash, and it's incredibly heavy, too heavy for today, but that's the way people wanted them back in the 70s, because they believed that being heavy gave them more sustain, which arguably it did, but not many people would want to have one of those strapped around their shoulder all night. This is when we were working with Mr. Van Halen on his guitar, and we tried to increase the length of this so the thing would balance better, but he wouldn't let us do it, so this really never went anyplace. This is just one of those prototypes, but it does have some things that we kind of pioneered. It's an asymmetrical neck. This is not just an arc like most guitars. It's actually asymmetrical, because if you look at that, if you look at this part of your hand, that's not asymmetrical either. And when you grab this thing, if you've got just a perfect semicircle, it doesn't match your hand. But apparently, people want to do things the old way, even though the old way is not as ergonomic as it could be and I think should be. But that's the one thing about Peavey. This is why we've earned over 180 patents over the years, is because we dared to be different, because it was my purpose when I started out 43 years ago. My goal was, and still is by the way, is to be the best. And by definition, you can't be the best unless you're different. And somebody said one time, it's the difference that counts, and I happen to subscribe to that. I do believe that it's the difference that counts. That's why we continue to push and shove, and rather than trying to essentially recreate the glories of the past, we want to build a better mousetrap. Sometimes we remember things better than they were. Like if you can remember your high school girlfriend and you go back to a reunion, 30 years later, and you say, oh my God, is that my girlfriend? So older is sometimes not better. I've watched all these big investment banking firms buy these companies, and the only thing that those people are passionate about is money. We're passionate about the gear. We're passionate about instruments. We're passionate about amplifiers. We've been doing it. I made my first amplifier in the late 50s, and I've been doing it since. Quite honestly, some of these self-proclaimed gurus, I've been building amps longer than they've been breathing air. So they think that somehow they can maybe teach us a few things, and maybe they could, but frankly, I think I could teach them a lot too. But the reality is we're never satisfied. I don't mind daring to be different. And by the way, that's what you get a patent for, is doing something different. And all those patents that we've earned over the years, it's not because we're copying this or doing the same thing everybody else is. We're doing it a different way. We think a better way.